Hello, future financial champions. Welcome back to the channel. Or if you're new here, welcome home. Look, I know many of you are watching this, maybe feeling a pinch in your wallet, a knot of anxiety about your future, or perhaps just a nagging whisper wondering if there's a better way to live your financial life. Have you ever felt like you're playing a game you don't fully understand, or that the rules are constantly changing, leaving you feeling powerless? Are you tired of that feeling? Are you ready to flip the script and rewrite your financial destiny? Because today we're not just talking about money, we're talking about freedom, we're talking about peace, and we're going to draw incredible wisdom from a man who started with absolutely nothing, faced endless rejections, and yet built one of the world's most powerful companies, Jack Ma. His story isn't just about business, it's a blueprint for anyone who dares to dream beyond their current circumstances. If you're ready to stop feeling like a passenger and start taking the wheel of your financial life, then you are in the right place. Before we dive into these transformative lessons, do me a quick favor, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another lifeline. And here's something crucial. I want to start a movement right here, right now, in the comments section. If you are serious about transforming your financial future, if you believe you deserve more than just getting by, then I want you to type this powerful declaration in the comments below. I deserve financial peace. Type it like you mean it. Type it like it's a promise to yourself. This isn't just a slogan, it's a declaration, a turning point. Let's make that comment section a rallying cry for financial empowerment. Are you ready? Because the first lesson from Jack Ma's incredible journey is about to change how you view every single setback in your life. All right, let's dive into the number one lesson from Jack Ma's extraordinary life. And trust me, this one is a game changer. It's the kind of truth that can shift your entire perspective, not just on money, but on every challenge you face. Number one, rejection is not the end. It's the beginning. Now, I know that probably sounds counterintuitive, right? When we get rejected, whether it's from a job, a loan application, a business proposal, or even just an idea we're passionate about, what's the first thing we feel? That gut punch, that sting of disappointment, maybe even a whisper in our mind saying, "See, I told you so, you're not good enough." I've felt it, you've felt it. It's a universal human experience. But here's where Jack Ma's story offers us a profoundly different lens. Imagine a young man, not particularly distinguished, not from a wealthy family, living in Hangzhou, China. He applies for 30 different jobs, 30, and he gets rejected from every single one. Can you feel that? The cumulative weight of 30 no's. It's enough to make anyone want to just pack it in and retreat. He applied to KFC, yes, Kentucky Fried Chicken, when it first came to China. 24 people applied, 23 got in. Guess who was the 24th? Jack Ma. He was the only one rejected. How does that make you feel to hear that? Does it paint a picture of someone destined for failure? Or does it spark a flicker of recognition for your own times of being the only one left out? And it wasn't just jobs. He applied to Harvard. Not once, not twice, but 10 times. 10 rejections from one of the world's most prestigious universities. Think about the persistence, or perhaps what some might call the sheer stubbornness, to keep trying after the first, second, or even fifth rejection. What kept him going? It certainly wasn't a string of successes affirming his path. What do we typically do after a rejection, especially when it comes to our finances? Maybe a bank turns down our loan for a new business, or a potential client says no to our service, or an investment opportunity we were banking on falls through. We often internalize it. We make it mean something about us. I'm not smart enough. My idea isn't good enough. I'm just not lucky. And those thoughts can be crippling, can't they? They can stop us dead in our tracks, preventing us from ever trying again. But Jack Ma didn't internalize these rejections as personal failings. He saw them as redirections. He understood, perhaps intuitively, that a no isn't a period at the end of a sentence. It's often a comma, or sometimes even an exclamation point urging you to look elsewhere. It's a signpost, not a roadblock. Let me tell you a quick story about a client I worked with years ago, right here in the US. She had a brilliant idea for an online platform connecting local artisans with buyers all over the country. She pitched to several investors, and each time it was no, too risky. Market isn't ready. You don't have enough experience. She was devastated. She came to me almost ready to give up, her dreams feeling like shattered glass. I reminded her of stories like Jack Ma's. I asked her, what if these rejections are simply clearing the path for the right partner, the right approach? We refined her pitch. We focused on her unique value proposition. And instead of chasing traditional investors, we looked for angel investors who specifically championed local craftsmanship. Guess what? She found not one but two, who not only invested, but also provided mentorship. Her platform is now thriving, empowering hundreds of artisans across the US. Her rejections weren't the end. They forced her to get smarter, to pivot, to seek out a more aligned path. This is the core of this lesson. When you face a financial setback, a business rejection, or any no that stings, ask yourself, is this truly the end? Or is it merely information? Is it telling you to give up? Or is it telling you to adjust your strategy? What can I learn from this no? Did I need more preparation, a different approach, a clearer understanding of my audience? Where might this rejection be redirecting me? What new doors might open precisely because this one closed? Jack Ma didn't get into Harvard, but he ended up creating a global e-commerce giant that perhaps educated more entrepreneurs than any university ever could. He didn't get that KFC job, but he built an empire that fundamentally changed how people buy and sell online, impacting billions. Your financial journey will be filled with no's. That job application you didn't get, that promotion that went to someone else, that investment that didn't pan out, that business idea that flopped. These moments are not declarations of your unworthiness. They are often just the universe's way of saying, not this way, my friend. There's another possibly better path for you. So when that next rejection comes, instead of shrinking, I want you to puff out your chest, take a deep breath, and remember Jack Ma. Remember the 23 people who got the KFC job, and the one who didn't, the one who went on to build a multi-billion-dollar empire. Your financial freedom, your financial peace, will often emerge from the ashes of what initially felt like failure. Every no has the potential to be a launch pad. What no are you currently facing? And how can you begin to see it as a new beginning? How can you turn that rejection into the motivation you need to find an even better way? Don't let a closed door convince you that the entire building is locked. Keep looking for the window, or better yet, build your own door. This is your journey, and every single perceived setback is just a plot twist in your epic financial story. Number 2, vision beats resources every time. I want you to think for a moment about your biggest financial goal. Maybe it's starting a business, buying a home, or simply achieving true financial freedom. Now, what's the first thing that comes to mind that's holding you back? For most of us, the answer is money. We feel like we need a huge pile of cash to even begin. We tell ourselves, if only I had an extra $10,000, or if I could just get a loan for $50,000, then I could finally do it. We've been conditioned to believe that resources are the ultimate prerequisite for success. But what if I told you that was a lie? What if the real secret isn't about the size of your bank account, but the clarity of your vision? Jack Ma's journey is a powerful testament to this truth. When he started Alibaba, he didn't have a giant fund or a team of venture capitalists backing him. He started with about $60,000 he'd raised from 18 friends and colleagues. His first office wasn't a sleek corporate high-rise. It was his small apartment, a place he called the Sacred Place. Think about that. The company that would one day become a global powerhouse, changing the face of e-commerce, was born in a cramped apartment with a team of believers, not a war chest of capital. While his competitors like eBay were backed by millions of dollars and a globally recognized brand, Jack Ma had something far more valuable, a crystal-clear vision. He wasn't trying to become a billionaire. His mission was simple yet revolutionary: to help small businesses in China and later all over the world sell their products and services online. He saw the potential of the internet not as a playground for tech giants, but as a tool to empower the little guy, the small shop owner, the artisan. This vision was so compelling that it attracted his friends, who worked for almost no pay, because they believed in the mission, not the money. This brings us to a crucial question for you. What is your vision? Is it just about making money, or is it about solving a problem that you genuinely care about? I remember working with a young woman who wanted to start a dog walking service in her neighborhood. She had no money for a fancy website, marketing, or even branded t-shirts. She felt stuck. I asked her, "What's the real vision here?" She thought for a moment and said, "It's to give people peace of mind knowing their dogs are happy and well cared for, especially when they can't be there." That was her vision. I told her to forget the website for now. Her vision was her most powerful asset. We brainstormed simple, no-cost ways to build on it. She started by offering to walk a few neighbors' dogs for free for a week, to build trust and get testimonials. She created a simple flyer on her computer and posted it at local coffee shops. She spent her time on what mattered, building relationships and delivering on her promise. The money came later, naturally, as her reputation grew. Today she has a thriving business, a small team, and a loyal customer base, all built on a vision, not an initial investment. Jack Ma's story teaches us that a powerful vision will always be more magnetic than a large bank account. It attracts the right people, it inspires loyalty, and it gives you a North Star to guide you through the inevitable lean times. When the money runs out, it's your vision that will keep you going. When a setback hits, it's your vision that will pull you out of bed in the morning. So don't let a lack of resources hold you back from pursuing your goals. Instead, focus on refining your vision until it's so compelling that it can't be ignored. What problem do you want to solve? What impact do you want to have? Write it down. Make it your new resource. Your vision is your ultimate capital. Use it. Number 3. Resilience is a superpower. I want you to think back to a time when you were knocked down. It could be a financial setback, a job loss, or a business deal that fell apart. That feeling of being on the mat, defeated, bruised, and questioning if you have what it takes. We've all been there. It's the moment when your inner voice is at its loudest, and it's often saying, "Just give up. It's too hard." This is where the third lesson from Jack Ma's story becomes a superpower for your financial life. Resilience. His journey wasn't a smooth upward trajectory. It was a winding path filled with what most people would consider catastrophic failures. After starting Alibaba, the company went through what he called the darkest 2 years. The dot-com bubble burst, and a major competitor, eBay, entered the Chinese market with vast resources. Jack Ma's small team was facing a giant, and many people, including investors and employees, were ready to throw in the towel. But he didn't. He doubled down. He didn't see the competition as a threat. He saw it as an opportunity to get stronger, to innovate faster, and to prove that his vision was worth fighting for. When asked about their biggest challenge, he once famously said, "Today is hard, tomorrow will be worse, but the day after tomorrow will be sunshine." That's not just a clever saying, it's a mindset. It's the kind of thinking that allows you to endure the storm, knowing that the sun will eventually come out. Think about your own financial journey. Maybe you're carrying debt that feels overwhelming. Maybe your business is going through a slow season. Maybe a recent investment lost you money. These aren't just moments of challenge, they are tests of your resilience. I worked with a client who had started a small online store. For the first 6 months, sales were almost non-existent. She was pouring money into the business with very little return. She was on the verge of shutting it down and going back to a regular 9-to-5 job. The emotional weight was immense. She felt like a failure. Instead of just looking at the numbers, we talked about her resilience. I asked her, "What did you learn in the last 6 months that you didn't know before? What mistakes did you make that you'll never make again?" She started listing them out. Her marketing strategy was off. Her target audience was too broad, and she was spending too much on unnecessary tools. We didn't focus on the failure. We focused on the lessons. We used that knowledge to pivot her marketing and refine her product line. It was hard work, and she faced more setbacks, but her attitude had shifted. She was no longer looking for an easy escape. She was building her resilience. 6 months later, her sales started to grow steadily, and she was on her way to profitability. The initial failure wasn't a dead end, it was the foundation of her eventual success. This is what makes resilience a superpower. It's not about being invincible or avoiding failure. It's about knowing you have the strength to get back up every time you fall. It's about seeing setbacks not as a final destination, but as a crucial part of the journey. So when you're facing a financial struggle and that voice tells you to quit, I want you to ask yourself these questions. What valuable lesson is this moment trying to teach me? How can I use the pain of this setback to make me stronger and smarter? What is one small step I can take right now to move forward, even if it feels insignificant? Just like Jack Ma, you can transform your setbacks into comebacks. Your capacity to endure and learn from hardship is your greatest asset. It's a skill that no one can ever take away from you. This is your journey, and every scar you get along the way is proof of your strength. Your resilience is the very thing that will carry you to financial freedom. Number 4. Build a team that believes in the mission. Have you ever tried to do something big all by yourself? Maybe you launched a side hustle alone, or you took on a huge project at work without much support. The truth is, it's exhausting. We often feel like we have to be the one with all the answers, all the energy, and all the effort. This mindset can be one of the biggest roadblocks on your path to financial success. The fourth lesson from Jack Ma's story is a profound one. You can't build an empire alone. You need a team that believes in the mission. When Jack Ma started Alibaba, he didn't have a corporate office or a massive budget. He had an idea, and he had his friends. He gathered a group of 18 people in his small apartment and laid out his vision. He didn't promise them riches. He didn't promise a quick victory. He promised them a long, hard journey to build something truly meaningful. He created a culture of we instead of I. They were all partners in this crazy, impossible dream. This group of believers became the famous 18 Arhats, the founding team of Alibaba. This is a powerful lesson, because so many of us try to chase financial goals in isolation. We think we have to figure it all out, manage every detail, and shoulder all the risk. But a shared mission is a powerful force. It's what gives a team the strength to push through the hardest moments. When the money is tight and the doubts are loud, think about your own financial journey. Who is on your team? Is it just you? Or have you found people who believe in your vision and can support you? Your team doesn't have to be co-founders of a new company. It can be your spouse, a close friend, a mentor, or even a community of like-minded individuals. I had a client who was drowning in credit card debt. He felt ashamed and alone. He was trying to tackle it by himself, working a second job and feeling completely burned out. I encouraged him to bring his wife into the conversation. It was a difficult talk for him, but he finally told her everything. Instead of being angry, she was supportive. They sat down together, created a budget, and attacked the debt as a team. He no longer felt like he was fighting this battle alone. The shared mission to become debt-free gave them both the courage and the accountability they needed to stay on track. They succeeded not just because of a budget, but because they became a team. Your team, however you define it, should be built on trust and a shared commitment to a mission. Jack Ma led with humility, often saying he wasn't the smartest person in the room. He empowered his team, trusting them to execute the vision with their own unique talents. This leadership style created an environment where people felt valued, seen, and truly part of something bigger than themselves. So I want you to ask yourself, who in your life can be part of your financial team? It could be a trusted family member, a financial advisor, or a group in an online forum. What is your shared mission? Is it getting out of debt, building a nest egg for retirement, starting a business that makes a difference? How can you empower your team to help you succeed? How can you be a leader by being vulnerable, honest, and collaborative? Remember, the most successful journeys are never traveled alone. Find your 18 Arhats, share your vision, and watch how much farther and faster you can go together. Your financial peace isn't just a solo mission, it's a team sport. If you're getting value from this video and want to see more content like this, please hit the like button and smash the subscribe button. It means the world to me, and it really helps the channel grow. I'm on a mission to hit 100,000 subscribers, And with your support, I know we can get there. Now that you've liked and subscribed, let's continue with our discussion. Number 5. Think long-term. Act boldly. We live in a world that thrives on instant gratification. We want quick results, immediate returns, and overnight success. We're constantly bombarded with messages about getting rich quick, trading on a whim, or making a fast buck. This short-term thinking can be one of the most dangerous traps on your financial journey. It leads to impulsive decisions, emotional trading, and a lack of a cohesive strategy. Jack Ma's story offers a powerful antidote to this mindset. His entire philosophy was built on thinking long-term and acting boldly. When Alibaba was just starting out, he wasn't focused on short-term profits. He was focused on building an infrastructure that would support a massive ecosystem for decades to come. While competitors were focused on quarterly earnings, Jack Ma was thinking 10, 20, even 30 years down the road. He made investments in logistics networks, payment systems like Alipay, and cloud computing, all of which were costly and seemed like risky bets at the time. Think about that for a moment. He was sacrificing immediate financial gains for the sake of a long-term vision. He was playing what he called the infinite game, where the goal isn't to win a single transaction, but to build a lasting, sustainable enterprise. This applies directly to your personal finances. Are you playing the short game or the long game? The short game. This is chasing the latest stock tip, buying into a trend you don't understand, or making impulsive purchases that give you a momentary thrill but hurt your long-term goals. It's living paycheck to paycheck and not planning for retirement because that's too far away. The long game. This is patiently investing in a diversified portfolio, consistently contributing to a retirement account, and making decisions that build lasting wealth and stability. It's about delayed gratification and prioritizing your future self. I had a client who was brilliant at his job but terrible at his personal finances. He was making a great salary, but he was constantly stressed because he had nothing saved. He was always chasing the next big thing, a new car, a fancy vacation, or the latest gadget. He was focused on today's comfort, not tomorrow's freedom. We sat down and had a hard conversation. I asked him, "What do you want your life to look like in 10 years? Not next year, but in a decade." He talked about wanting to own a home, have a comfortable retirement, and be able to provide for his future family without stress. I showed him that his spending habits, while not extravagant on a single item, were a death by 1,000 cuts to his long-term goals. We created a simple, bold plan: automate his savings, invest in a low-cost index fund, and commit to not touching that money for a decade. It felt hard at first, but it was a bold action rooted in a long-term vision. Today, his portfolio has grown substantially, and he has a sense of peace he never had before, all because he started playing the long game. Jack Ma's willingness to make bold, forward-thinking investments is a lesson for all of us. Don't be afraid to make a difficult decision today, like cutting a subscription or delaying a major purchase, if it aligns with your long-term financial vision. So let's reflect. What is your long-term financial vision? In 20 or 30 years, what do you want your life to look like? What short-term actions can you take right now that align with that vision? Can you automate a small investment? Can you create a debt repayment plan? Are you willing to sacrifice today's comfort for tomorrow's freedom? Remember, you are the CEO of your own financial life. Think like a visionary. Act with the boldness of someone who knows where they're going. The results may not appear overnight, but they will compound into something truly extraordinary. Number 6. Stay curious and keep learning. Have you ever felt like you're stuck in a routine, doing the same things and expecting different results? In our fast-paced world, where technology and trends change in the blink of an eye, what you know today might be outdated tomorrow. This is especially true in the world of finance and business. Relying solely on past knowledge is a recipe for being left behind. The 6th lesson from Jack Ma's story is to stay curious and keep learning. This isn't just about reading books. It's about having a profound love for learning, a mindset that embraces change and seeks out new knowledge. Jack Ma was not a tech prodigy. He wasn't a programmer or an engineer. He was a humble English teacher, who stumbled upon the internet during a trip to the United States. When he first typed China into the search bar, nothing came up. That spark of curiosity, the realization of a massive information gap, was the very thing that led him to create China Pages, his first internet venture, and eventually Alibaba. He was a master of absorbing knowledge from every source. He learned from Western business models and blended them with Eastern philosophies. His love for martial arts and storytelling taught him about strategy and communication, skills that were just as crucial to his success as any business acumen. He never stopped being a student. He understood that the day you stop learning is the day you start dying, both personally and financially. Think about your own life and your financial journey. Are you actively seeking new knowledge? Are you learning about new investment strategies? Are you staying on top of changes in your industry? Are you open to learning from people with different perspectives, even if they're younger or less experienced than you? I know a financial advisor who had been in the business for over 30 years. He was incredibly successful, but resistant to new technology. He insisted on in-person meetings and physical paperwork. He was successful in the past, but his business started to stagnate as his younger clients wanted digital access and more flexible communication. He was forced to choose adapt or become obsolete. He chose to adapt. He hired a younger team member to teach him about digital marketing and new financial software. He humbled himself and became a student again. His business didn't just survive, it thrived. He proved that experience is valuable, but it's useless without a commitment to continuous learning. Jack Ma's story is a powerful reminder that your greatest asset isn't your current knowledge, it's your capacity to learn. It's the curiosity that pushes you to explore a new skill, read a book outside your comfort zone, or have a conversation with someone who challenges your beliefs. So I want you to ask yourself, what is one thing you can learn this week that could benefit your financial life? Maybe it's a new podcast on investing, a book on building a side hustle, or a tutorial on a new software. Are you open to learning from unexpected sources? Can you learn from your children, from a younger colleague, or from a different culture? Embrace the mindset of a lifelong learner. Your curiosity is the fuel that will drive your innovation and help you navigate the inevitable twists and turns of your financial journey. Stay humble, stay hungry, and always keep learning. Number 7, use wealth to create impact, not just comfort. Have you ever thought about what you would do if you became truly wealthy? For many, the first things that come to mind are a bigger house, a nicer car, exotic vacations, and a life of leisure. We often see wealth as the end goal, the reward for all our hard work. But what if that's a limited view? What if the true purpose of wealth isn't just personal comfort, but a tool to create a lasting impact? This is the final and perhaps most profound lesson from Jack Ma's story. He has consistently shown that his ultimate goal was not to amass a personal fortune, but to use his wealth as a catalyst for change. He retired from his position as Alibaba's chairman to focus on philanthropy. Through the Jack Ma Foundation, he has committed billions of dollars to education, healthcare, and environmental initiatives. He's not just writing checks, he's actively working to solve some of the world's most pressing problems. He often speaks about the responsibility that comes with great wealth, arguing that it's a social good to be managed, not just a personal possession to be enjoyed. His philosophy is that success should be defined by what you do for others, not just what you accumulate for yourself. This redefines what financial freedom truly means. It's not just the freedom to buy what you want, it's the freedom to make a difference in the world. Think about your own financial journey. It's easy to get caught up in the pursuit of a larger paycheck or a bigger investment portfolio. But what is the ultimate purpose of that pursuit? I have a client who, after years of disciplined saving and investing, reached a significant milestone. He became a millionaire. But a surprising thing happened. He didn't feel as fulfilled as he expected. The new car and the bigger house brought him temporary happiness, but something was missing. We started talking about his values and passions outside of his career. He had a deep love for helping young people in his community. We created a plan for him to set up a small scholarship fund and mentor aspiring entrepreneurs. The moment he started using his wealth to create opportunities for others, his sense of purpose and fulfillment skyrocketed. The money wasn't the goal, it was the vehicle for his purpose. Jack Ma's story challenges us to think beyond ourselves. What legacy do you want to create with your financial success? Is it just for you and your family, or does it extend to your community and beyond? How can you start practicing this mindset now, even if you're not a millionaire? Can you donate a small amount to a cause you believe in? Can you volunteer your time? Can you mentor someone? Remember, the act of giving back, of using your resources to create a positive impact, is a source of joy and purpose that money alone can never buy. Your wealth, no matter how big or small, has the potential to be a powerful force for good. Don't just seek financial comfort. Seek to use your financial power to make the world a better place. That, more than anything, is the ultimate measure of success. We have reached the end of this journey, and I hope these lessons from Jack Ma's life have been more than just information. I hope they have been inspiration. We started with the idea that rejection is a beginning, not an end, and we learned to see our setbacks as redirections. We discovered that a clear vision beats resources every time, proving that what you believe in is more powerful than what you have in the bank. We understood that resilience is a superpower, and that every financial hit you take is just a chance to get back up, stronger and wiser. We talked about the importance of building a team that believes in the mission, because no one achieves greatness alone. We embraced the power of thinking long-term and acting boldly, choosing to play the infinite game of lasting wealth over the short game of instant gratification. And we celebrated the value of staying curious and keeping learning, because your capacity to grow is your greatest asset. Finally, we saw that the true purpose of wealth is to create impact, not just comfort, and that real financial freedom is the ability to make a difference in the world. So as you go forward on your own financial journey, I want you to remember this: your story isn't over. Your past doesn't define your future. You have the power to create a life of financial peace and purpose. The sun will rise tomorrow, and the day after that. Start today. Be bold, be resilient, and remember that you deserve financial peace. Now get out there and make it happen. Thank you for watching.